TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is Wyln News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. Wyln News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Wyln News. I'm Philip Kaufman. Luzerne County Manager Randy Robertson announced his resignation at Wednesday's County Council meeting. He did so in front of a large group that attended to address their frustration with Luzerne County's Election Day ballot paper shortage at the polls. Robertson told Council it would be in everyone's best interest for him to move on before the end of the year, but did not give a precise date. Robertson said, quote, "It's become obvious to me that I can't do my family obligations and do this. So I think it's their best interest and my best interest to move along," end quote. Robertson, who has only held the position for 5 months, started as the manager back on June 13th. During public comment, many county residents took to the podium to speak on their concerns regarding the county-wide paper shortage. Council Vice Chairman John Lombardo suggested Council open an election inquiry committee, but without advance notice provided for the evening agenda, that will need to be decided at a later meeting. A fire was handled quickly in McAdoo last night by firefighters from McAdoo and Hometown. The fire started in the kitchen of a double home on South Kennedy Drive around 7 p.m. According to McAdoo Fire Chief Robert Leschko, crews arrived to find heavy smoke coming from the front door of the 635 side. Leschko said that the fire extended from the top of a stove and into cabinets and a wall in the kitchen. Crews were able to contain the fire within about 5 minutes. 4 occupants made it out of the home uninjured. No one was living at the 633 side of the property, and no other injuries were reported. The fire was ruled an accidental cooking fire. A man was sentenced yesterday after police say he admitted to his intention to kill his ex-girlfriend by stabbing her at the Residence Inn and Suites in Wilkes-Barre Township. According to police, back in October of 2021, 24-year-old Eric Oseal Santana walked into the hotel and chased his ex-girlfriend, who was an employee at the hotel, behind the front desk. He then stabbed the victim several times in the torso. A coworker helped the victim barricade herself in a back room until police arrived. Santana tried to gain access to the back room but failed. Police say he wrote "liar" in blood on the door. Santana was sentenced to up to 22 years in state prison on charges of attempted homicide and aggravated assault. State police at Schuylkill Haven are investigating the theft of thousands of dollars of scrap metal from a lot in Schuylkill County. According to troopers, in late October, troopers responded to a staging lot for Hanglaw Energy in the area of 1500 Long Run Road in Wayne Township near Friedensburg for a report of a theft of scrap metal. Police say approximately 4,000 feet of copper wire and 2,000 feet of corrugated weld cables with an approximate value of $13,000 was stolen. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Schuylkill Haven Barracks by calling 570-752-4600 and speak to Trooper Buchalter. A pedestrian was killed on the San Sui Parkway last night. The Hanover Township Police responded to the scene, and Luzerne County Coroner announced that the 56-year-old woman and her dog were killed. The driver of the vehicle is cooperating with the investigation. The victim was pronounced dead on the scene. Her identity has not been released at this time. Coming up on Wyln News, students at Hazleton Area High School hosted veterans yesterday for breakfast. Plus, a sports signing for one Hazleton area Cougar. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Ezra. I'm 5 years old, and it's gonna rain out. But
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Struggling to get a good night's sleep? Then look no further. Grand Central is here to help. Grand Central Sealy experts will set you straight. When you buy your mattress at Grand Central, you can expect free delivery and setup, free removal of the old unit, and interest-free financing for up to 60 months. And of course, Grand Central's everyday low prices. Grand Central in Hazleton, helping you make your house a home.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Powered by Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, the all-new emergency room at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is nearly double the size. Our updated facility features all private rooms, the latest technology, and a quicker, easier check-in process. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your partner in ER care. Yesterday, Hazleton Area High School welcomed veterans for their 10th annual Veterans Day celebration, and our Rebecca Martini has the story.
Hazleton Area High School set up its flags and rolled out the red carpet to welcome all those who served our country at its 10th annual Veterans Day celebration and breakfast.
This is an event for our veterans, which we have done for the last 10 years. During the time of COVID, we had to shut this down, unfortunately, but over the last couple of years, we've been able to get back to this. It is so wonderful seeing our veterans come into this building knowing that our students just think the world of them, and our veterans mean so very much to us, and we are very thankful that we are able to do this. It's our honor. This is something that we should not even have to think about. This is something that shows Hazleton Area High School truly cares about our veterans and their families.
Students decked out the whole library in honor of the celebration, where breakfast was served, the national anthem was sung, "Oh, say does the Star-Spangled Banner wave," and speeches were given to honor all of the veterans who served.
You are the reason freedom rings and star-spangled flags fly proudly. The reason Americans wake up in the morning, protected from tyranny and evil. I pray your well-earned respect is always shown, your bravery is endlessly applauded, and your humility and altruism are celebrated today and forever. With admiration from myself and the Hazleton Area School District, we offer sincere gratitude for your unwavering patriotism.
We cannot thank our veterans enough for risking their lives to give us the freedom we have today. Reporting for WYLN News, I'm Rebecca Martini.
Thank you, Rebecca. One of the varsity basketball Lady Cougars will continue her academic and athletic career at the collegiate level. Our Marty Burns has the story.
Welcome to Hazleton Area High School, in particular the library, where today Lacey Kringy announced her intention to continue her college career at East Stroudsburg. And first off, Lacey, thanks for joining us today.
Of course, I'm happy to be here.
Now, Lacey, let's start with your college choice, East Stroudsburg. What drew you to East Stroudsburg and ultimately to decide to sign with them?
I think for me, the campus was very ideal. I like the size of the campus, and I like that it's not too far away from home. I also like the environment that I gave off when I first visited. I was like, this seems like somewhere that I could go. And then basketball-wise. I love their style of play, and I think I could really fit in there. The coaching staff's amazing, and the girls make it feel like a family. So I think that's kind of what drew me to ESU.
And I know recently you took a visit there. Was that what sealed the deal for you?
Yeah, I think so, because I had my other commit, Caitlin McGeary, and we had an overnight visit. So we got to spend the night with the girls and the team and the coaching staff, and it was really a good experience to see what it's like being part of the ESU women's basketball team. I think the initial contact that I had with Coach Dell, she reached out to me in a summer league basketball game, and I didn't even know she was there, and it kind of, I don't know, she's been with me since last July, and the fact that she stuck with me till now is like crazy to me, because I know like she's really interested, so I think that's also what kind of drew me to ESU.
Here with Hazleton area head girls basketball coach Joe Gavio. And Coach, Lacey Creaney decides to go to East Stroudsburg, but the lucky thing for you is you still got a senior campaign with her. Talk about what she means to your program.
Oh, she means a lot, but I'd like to see her at Bloomsburg, you know. But saying that, listen, she's one of the best ones to come out of here. There's no question. We know that. She loves playing. She's gotten better every year. I'm expecting big things. She's a good leader and a great kid. Comes from parents who've played before at Kings and stuff. And, you know, it's just it's an athletic family. Her father coach. It's a good family. She's worked hard. She's the first one in, last one out. And everybody that knows her and our staff couldn't be any more happy.
When you look ahead for Lacey, what do you foresee for her either in the East Stroudsburg program or the challenges she'll present to Bloom that you were touting so much?
We're going to take one season at a time, and I'll certainly be up there because my players play. I try to get there. But, you know, we have a tough schedule. We got people coming back. Obviously, she's the leader, but having her makes it a little bit easier. You know, you get her ball, and good things will happen. I'm looking forward to the season and coaching her, just, you know, having some fun and stuff. But I think it's exciting. The assistants and the players, I think, respect her. And I'm just looking forward to the year.
But as we get ready for your senior season, there's a big guy in red behind us that the arms would keep going. Are you ready for one more year with Coach Joe Gavio and the Lady Cougars?
Oh, I can't wait for it. I'm so excited to play. I think for us is to first win Wyoming Valley Conference Championship, then win the district championship. Those, I think, are the two biggest goals for us this season.
Well, Lacey, congratulations on your choice of East Stroudsburg, and good luck this senior season. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And reporting from Hazleton Area High School for WYLN Sports, I'm Marty Burns.
Thank you, Marty. WYLN's all-time OT hero, the man who's just on the screen, Marty Burns, has the in-depth analysis of what's happening on and off-season across our viewing area. So, let's talk sports.
Coach, as we've gone through this season, we've talked about so many aspects of your team, whether we're talking offensively, defensively, special teams. But the one group we didn't talk about, and we'll let you talk about them at this moment, is your coaching staff. And they're the group that you bump ideas off of, and they add their expertise to whatever aspect of the football team. But a very interesting group, and a good group of assistant coaches that you have.
Sure. As we talked about throughout the year in all three phases, having the success that we've had, and we've talked about some of those guys individually here, collectively that group is absolutely remarkable. You know, not just the X's and O's and the football aspect of things, even more importantly, the people and how they care about our kids. And from day one, the mindset of putting together a staff was we wanted people around our kids who cared just as much about them as anyone. Right. And this group certainly does. When you go right down the line here of coaches who have been players in the program and now are coaching in the program, such as guys like Scott Sacco, Matt Starrick, Jeff Perkowski. You have guys that have been assistant coaches in this program at various levels, such as Dan Deal and Tom Major. You have somebody like Jim Drumheller, who's been an assistant coach for 30 plus years, has head coaching experience, has been successful in everything that he's done. And then certainly Rick Painter, who was on the staff prior to with Coach Brennan and stayed afterwards even as well. Someone who's from out of the area, completely loves Hazleton, our players, the community. You look through that entire group there, and I mean, just a fantastic bunch.
Coming up on Berwick's News Choice, we join Chris Fulmer as he talks Berwick this week on a path through history. Plus, leading the way, part 4. And stay with us for everything else we have lined up for you later tonight on WYLN TV.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Attention, WYLN viewers! WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network. The 44th Annual American Cancer Society Telethon will be broadcast live on WYLN TV 35 from the Pennsylvania Theater of Performing Arts in downtown Hazleton. Watch it live on TV from 12 noon to 11 p.m. or come down and join us in person. There's Tricky Trays bake sales, live entertainment, and more. Year 44, sweeping cancer out the door. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
For many thousands of years, the Susquehannock Indians lived alongside the Susquehanna in today's Columbia County, including at the mouth of Nescopec Creek. Then, around 1769, Europeans first arrived in the area. Most notably among these was Evan Owen. A Quaker immigrant from Wales, Owen had purchased land from the Penn family that encompassed today's Berwick and Bloomsburg. He wished to establish a town in the region, and after searching for the right place, decided a spot directly across from the mouth of Nescopec Creek would work best. So, he sold his lands near Bloomsburg and, beginning in 1780, began plotting out a town. It took 6 years, but in 1786, brothers John and Robert Brown, themselves English immigrants, became the first settlers of Owen's new community. They, and those who settled immediately after them, voted to call the new town Owensburg. Evan, however, modestly declined the offer. Instead, he considered the Brown brothers' pass for the town's eventual name, as one of their wives, it is apparently unclear which brothers, had come from the English town of Berwick-upon-Tweed. Although the town would not officially be incorporated until 1818, it now had a formal name. Now that Owen had his town, he needed ways for people to get there. The Susquehanna River was a heavily traveled waterway, but land traffic, he knew, was bound to increase as the newly born United States continued to grow. And fortunately, an old and well-traveled Indian trail ran through his new town. So, he set about widening it to meet the needs of then modern wagon travel. As luck would have it, the state of Pennsylvania was at the same time building what would become the Lehigh-Susquehanna Turnpike up to Nescopeck across the river, stretching southwards to the Lehigh River near today's Jim Thorpe. Owen and other city leaders thus, in addition to their own roadway, got the state to allot funding for a bridge over the Susquehanna to connect Nescopeck and the new road. The bridge, designed by noted architect Theodore Burr, well known for his innovative arched burr trusses seen on many cover bridges even today, took 7 years to build, starting in 1807, but eventually opened Berwick to the Lehigh Valley and beyond. Eventually, a second wagoneering highway, the Susquehanna and Tioga Turnpike, was built north from Berwick, eventually reaching Elmira, New York. These roads continued to be used up till 1907, when the rise of automobiles proved the need for paved roads. In the late 1820s, Berwick also got swept up in the canal craze then sweeping the nation. The state at this time approved the creation of the North Branch of the Division of the Pennsylvania Canal, which was to run between Northumberland and Athens. And it was in fact in Berwick that groundbreaking festivities for the new canal took place. Construction took 3 years, but when the North Branch opened in 1831, Berwick reaped the benefits, being the site of one of the canal's set of locks, and the place where the canal boats would be stored during the winter when the canal froze. Like many other canals, however, the North Branch's success would prove fleeting, as the railroads that would soon rise would prove more efficient, and of course would not have to shut down during the winter months. In 1858, the Lackawanna and Bloomsburg Railroad in fact bought the North Branch. They and subsequent owners operated the canal and adjoining railroad concurrently for many years, but the writing was on the wall. The last canal boat sailed through Berwick in 1901. Today, most of the canal on this section of its route has been filled in, leaving no trace of what once was.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance.
In Hazleton, talk to State Farm agent Pete Keselika.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Powered by Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, the all-new emergency room at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is nearly double the size. Our updated facility features all private rooms, the latest technology, and a quicker, easier check-in process. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your partner in ER care.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Elisa Gillinardo is leading the way into part 4 of this week's series.
This week on Leading the Way, we are speaking with Elisa Gelinardo, who has been sharing some of her poetry with us. And I would think that as we've been talking about this, you've had a lot of inspiration, and you've mentioned the fact that it has to do with all sorts of things. And one of the things is you're a cancer survivor.
I am an 11-year survivor, breast cancer survivor.
Congratulations with that.
Thank you.
Yes. Did that have an impact?
Not on poetry, but it was, you know, it was a journey in itself, and a lot of good came out of it. Also, the people I've met through the Cancer Society events, and I just have some, you know, forever lasting friendships I made through that, and so, you know, out of something bad, something good came.
Well, I would think that a lot of people may think, oh, of course, if you've survived cancer, you've been through that, whether with you or with someone, that could spark a lot of different thoughts that you would want to put down on paper. So it's interesting that it's a small part, but it still is a part.
It is a part, and I have 3 poems in a chapter. It's just about, it just says cancer survivor, and there's 3 poems in there that if anybody buys the book, they can check that out.
All right, so the one that you're going to read for us today, though, is not specifically directed at cancer.
No, this is kind of the end of a relationship, and this chapter is called "It Was Lovely, Then It Wasn't."
Ah.
And the piece is called "Remnants of Me." As I exited your car for the last time, a corner of my scarf got caught in your car door. I felt an icy chill wrap around my heart as it unraveled from my neck. I watched helplessly as every stitch was being yanked out as you pulled away, dragging it and tearing it to pieces. For months I saw fragments of familiar colors scattered on the highway, but I could never be sure those severed remnants once belonged to me. But I am sure of this. When you find that swatch of scarf underneath your car seat, you'll pick it up and press it close to your face, and you'll try to find any lingering trace of my fragrance. You'll remember that day, and you will regret me. As for me, the impact of your rejection was painful, but it was brief enough, and I'm already shopping for a new scarf.
Wow. Boy. Talk about cutting to the chase. That's wonderful. Now, something like that, you sit down. Did that really happen?
No.
Okay.
It did not really happen. But it was just a way of saying, it was just kind of the end, how it unraveled. And, I write a lot of pieces. I have a whole book, I guess chapbook you can call it, that I did not publish yet, I may. And it's called The Tug of Love and War. And a lot of that was the push and pull of a relationship. And in the end, we laid the rope down and walked our separate ways.
Well, relationships are probably one of the biggest that everyone can relate
Absolutely.
to. And that one,
Absolutely.
Another one that nailed it.
Thank
what
you very much.
imagery.
Thank you.
Incredible. Well, unfortunately, tomorrow is going to be our last evening with Elisa, so you don't want to miss it because she has something sneak peek of what's to come on Leading the Way.
Thank you.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.